Hello there, my name is Lou Wieland, and for the last 30 years I've published the official relocation guides of Atlanta that are distributed by the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta, which I believe is the third largest multiple listing service in the United States. It's a place where where all the listings of homes are housed, and realtors use that site to find residential and commercial listings. And the magazines are on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com. They're distributed in all the brokerage firms and many of the chambers of commerce. The magazines are distributed by realtors and chambers of commerce to businesses and families interested in moving to the metro area. We email the magazines to all the realtors every other week that they can forward to their clients. I'm also a commercial realtor with KW Commercial, and my area of focus is multifamily and land, and I do some offices as well. Anyway, if you'd like to know if I can help you with any of your real estate needs, please send me an email at louwieland@kw.com or give me a buzz at 404-441-0719. And every week we interview community leaders, people who are contributing to the well-being of the metro area. And basically, these interviews are on my website, and they're on YouTube as well. We have our own YouTube channel at communityprofiles.com. But anyway, today we are interviewing a friend of mine. I've known our guest today for quite a while, and invited him to be on the show. And there's a lot going on. He has a lot to talk about because he's in kind of a new city, but already I think it's like the eighth largest city in the state of Georgia. Artie Jones, thanks for coming on the show, Artie. Appreciate it, and I hope we can help our viewers learn a lot more about your great city. The population is 108,000, and as I mentioned, it's the eighth largest incorporated city in the state. And basically, the 93% of the residents have a high school diploma, and the median household income is right around $70,000, making it one of the most affluent and best educated cities in the metro area, especially in the south, considering the South Metro area. It's 92 square miles. And the average price of a home in your city, Artie, as of the moment, which is right up to date, right from FMLS, is $259,220. And that is up from $125,000 in June of 2020. And so there's a big increase in prices in your city in the last few years. 93% of your residents have a high school degree, and 38% have a college degree. So anyway, Artie, I've known you for a long time, and I appreciate our friendship. I know you came over to the city of South Fulton recently, and it's a new city. Tell us a little bit about it, because it's pretty exciting what's going on over there.
Yeah. Well, thanks, number one, Lou, for having me. Appreciate you having me to come out to share about the city of South Fulton. I appreciate our friendship over the last 8 or 9 years since I've been here in the Atlanta metro area. As you mentioned before, I serve as the Economic Development Director for the city of South Fulton, and I've done that for the city of College Park for the 8.5 years previously before coming to this area. The great thing about the city of South Fulton, coming from a smaller community like the city of College Park, is that there's a lot of greenfield here, a lot of property that has not been developed. It's typically easier to develop undeveloped property than it is to develop or redevelop property that has already been developed. There's a great deal of homes being built here in the city of South Fulton. As you mentioned earlier, it covers 94 square miles, which is a lot of territory. You mentioned that the population was 108,000. It's now about 111,000 right now. Currently, the city of South Fulton has about 3,000 new homes that have been permitted to be constructed that are in the pipeline. And they also have right at about 2,500 to 3,000 additional homes that are in the pipeline to be entitled. And this is anything from multi-family to townhomes to single-family homes. You mentioned earlier about the value of homes, that it was probably in 2019 about $180,000 for the average home sale, and now it's right at about 240, 250,000. Well, reason being is that they're building a lot of single-family homes right now, and those single-family homes are, in my opinion, not starter homes, but they are homes for, I guess, well-established families. With it being such a high graduation rate here, high school graduation, and a pretty high college graduation rate also, that of course increases the incomes of the households, and as a result, you get more home per household, per family. The city of South Fulton has like I said, a great deal of greenfield here, so there's a lot of development that goes on here. My focus as the economic development director here for the city of South Fulton is not necessarily residential development, because the private sector seems to be doing a great job at that itself. If I did have a focus in residential development, it would be for workforce housing that was affordable for individuals that are, policemen, firemen, teachers, to get more of that type of housing. We see that there's a lot of help for individuals that make very low incomes in being able to find homes. And then, of course, those individuals that have the incomes can always go out and buy a home. But for that middle area, the workforce housing that's kind of difficult, and for many communities to be able to address, that particular sector. So if there was a focus for residential development, that's where I would put my focus. But my main concern right now in the city of South Fulton is being able to provide the amenities for all those households. As you know, Lou, the city of South Fulton incorporated back in 2018. Before then, it was considered unincorporated Fulton County. And unincorporated Fulton County was developed organically. Developments just popped up wherever they wanted to, so long as there was a roadway close to it, to provide access, ingress and egress to those particular communities or neighborhoods. As a result of organic development, there was not a great deal of strategy in where planned developments would go, or where you would have your power centers, where your retail was located. I feel that it is my job as the new economic development director coming on board to be able to get a strategy together to be able to attract those amenities. When you attract the amenities, when you attract the retail development here, what we're going to be able to do is to keep more of those tax dollars in the city of South Fulton. The city of South Fulton will patronize local businesses to be able to recoup that tax base, and hopefully that retail also we will be able to attract individuals from outside the community also to patronize those particular businesses. With a stronger tax base, the city council or the city of South Fulton can then reinvest and to reinvest into more better roads, sidewalks, parks, police protection, fire, and it goes on and on and on. The city of South Fulton also, I would like to say, was voted as the fastest growing city in the state of Georgia in 2022. That may not be a fact that you are aware of, but it is the fastest growing city in the state of Georgia as of, I guess, in 2022. And at the same time, we are, like I said, the city is trying to work on establishing, like I said, more amenities and more things for families to do here, and also in improving our schools. So great things going on here in South Fulton. We would love to have more restaurants, more shops, more stores that sold soft goods. We're working slowly towards that. We have several mixed-use developments that are currently underway, under construction right now, which is a great thing. The city is growing all over, and we're looking at trying to, like I said, attract more of that type of development.
Artie, I know you're like the perfect guy with your experience over at College Park to lead this development. But what kind of development are you looking for specifically? And do you have a priority by real estate type or industry type?
My priority right now, like I said, I'm not. I would like to try to create maybe a power center within the city of South Fulton, to be able to accommodate the residents here, to not have to travel outside the city to Atlanta, Hapeville, East Point, other areas. As far as industry wise, I guess over the last year and a half, Fulton Industrial was annexed into the city of South Fulton. We were 89 square miles. Now we're 94 square miles due to the addition of the Fulton Industrial Boulevard area. With that, we have a number of, warehouse / industrial type industry in the city of South Fulton. And the Fulton Industrial Boulevard area happens to be the largest conglomerate of warehouse / industrial development east of the Mississippi in the United States of America. And we're looking to try to capitalize and build upon that. It's amazing the type of companies and the type of activities that's going on in the Fulton Industrial Boulevard, area. And we're looking at trying to also to add on and to try to increase that type of development. You may be aware that the Fulton County Development Authority has acquired a great deal of property out on the Fulton Industrial Boulevard area near the I-20 interchange along Fulton Industrial Boulevard, because there's a huge redevelopment project that is planned in that particular area that might include hotels, restaurants, shops, things of that nature, to accommodate the workers that actually work along the Fulton Industrial Boulevard area. When you work in one of those factories or those warehouses, you really can't afford to drive 15 to 20 minutes away to a restaurant, wait 15, 20 minutes to get your food, and then, you basically won't have but about 15 to 20 minutes to eat, and you have to do that on the way riding back. With the redevelopment that's going on, we're looking at trying to address that issue, so that the workers in the Fulton Industrial Boulevard area will have adequate accommodations so that they can have a better quality working life when they're in the area.
One of the key things with the warehousing is proximity to major interstates. Tell us about how that helps with that development category.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's right. The Fulton Industrial Boulevard, as you know, it's right beside Charlie Brown Airport, as well as right off of I-20. And I-20 is east-west. It cuts straight through the middle of Atlanta, so it's an excellent position to as far as commerce, and then also it's maybe a mile and a half from I-285, which is, that's the perimeter road for the Atlanta metro area. So that puts the Fulton Industrial Boulevard in a great position and being able to get products in and out of the Atlanta metro area. And also it provides quick access to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. As you can remember, Mayor Kasim Reed, when he was in office back when I first moved to the Atlanta metro area in 2013, 2014, his goal was to turn the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport into a 24-hour airport. He did not only want it to have, the highest passenger count out of any airport in the world, which at that time I believe it was just over 100 million passengers a year. But he was also wanting it to, as far as flights, to not stop at 11 or 12 o'clock at night and to continue throughout the night, and having cargo to come in and outside of Hartsfield-Jackson, even when we were all asleep, at night. If that happens, that will definitely increase the business that we see out on the Fulton Industrial Boulevard area, as well as around the airport.
As you know, we do have a housing scarcity in our city and in many parts of our country. What are you doing to address that, and also specifically the component of multifamily?
Yeah, in most communities would like to, have everyone to be a homeowner. And communities love multifamily also because that provides for someone who doesn't want to commit to owning a home. It's very, very convenient. In the city of South Fulton, there are a number of, like I said, developments that are underway. I would say out of the 3,000 homes that have been permitted, I would say that probably 50% of that is probably multifamily that's actually being built. And not just market rate multifamily, but I'm talking about 55 and up also. That type of development is underway, which is a great thing. What I'm doing, as I mentioned earlier about housing sustainability and workforce housing, there is a scarcity of it here. With property development costs sky high, with interest rates, continuing to increase, with the talks of possible a decline in the economy. All of this is a perfect mix for keeping people out of homes. Trying to buy a home at the same time have rents to increase over time. What I'm trying to do here, or what I'm trying to make a strategy for here, is to be able to work with developers who are interested in providing single family and multifamily development here in the city of South Fulton, and partnering with the city of South Fulton, either the city or the development authority, in producing that type of product. I also want to work with developers in trying to rehabilitate housing stock that that needs it, and to make that housing stock available at an affordable rate, so that people can get in clean, decent homes. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Homes aren't getting any cheaper to build. They're not cheap to rehabilitate either right now. But the city of South Fulton is trying to do its part in partnering with the private sector to try to address that void, to address that need.
The three key words today is live, work, and play in terms of real estate. And we've covered work, and we've covered live, and now let's cover play. You have Lots of cool things there. But one thing I would like to ask you about is what is South Fulton U? What South Fulton University, or what is that anyway? Is that for citizens, or how do they take advantage of it?
Yeah, South Fulton University is the city of South Fulton's attempt to be able to educate residents and visitors about the interworkings of City Hall and of city operations. It provides a seminars where department directors and city officials actually make presentations to the public, and there's a Q&A session where those particular presenters can be asked questions, and they would, hope they would be able to address those questions to the citizens. This, I believe, it happens probably maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and it's pretty well attended. Some good questions have come out of it. I've participated in one since I've been here. Of course, me being here probably about 2 or 3 months and making a presentation, I wasn't as knowledgeable about everything that the city of South Fulton had at the time. But like I said, I believe that everyone in attendance enjoyed themselves and they were able to learn a great deal about the interworkings of the city of South Fulton, and they understood the challenges that we have as a city, as well as those opportunities that we're trying to take advantage of.
And the South Fulton Convention and Visitors Bureau. Tell us about that, if you would, please.
Yeah, our CVB Convention and Visitors Bureau, it's their responsibility, this board's responsibility, to be able to put heads on bids to attract businesses, corporations, conferences, conventions to the city of South Fulton for events, them to stay in our hotel, and to be involved in activities, extracurricular activities throughout the city, like at our Southwest Art Center in the city of South Fulton, or to go out climbing the mountains, or to go out to the Chattahoochee, to go on canoe rides, things of that nature. But I believe that they've been established now for about 3 years. And they're doing some great work. I believe that we have 2 hotels that are currently under construction in the city of South Fulton. So we're looking forward to those particular units to open up. The more rooms we have, the more we can market the city of South Fulton as a destination. So that's what the Convention and Visitors Bureau is all about.
I was impressed with all the recreation activities that you offer when I looked on your website. Tell us a little bit about some of those recreation centers. I guess the Burdett Tennis Center, the Cliftondale Community, Creel Park, Sandown, South Fulton Tennis Center. Quite a lot of things to do over there. Tell us a little bit about that aspect of the city, please.
Yeah, the city of South Fulton has a very robust recreation and cultural arts program here. We have several facilities that are located throughout the city of South Fulton, to include those facilities that you just named. At our Welcome All Park, they're doing a total renovation of the Olympic-sized swimming pool there. They put a new roof on the building. They're rehabilitating the pool itself. It should open, I believe, the middle of June, so right in time for the summer. So we're looking forward to that. Burdett Gymnasium is also undergoing renovation work. They're adding a new weight room at that particular facility. We have, in addition to the facilities, we have a number of programs here, great programs that are here also at the Southwest Art Center. We have dance classes that are over there. We have plays that go on year round. And I'm talking about some renowned plays that you would hear of being done in downtown Atlanta. We have plays here in the city of South Fulton also. There's a great deal of talent here. And then the Southwest Art Center, that facility in itself is a beautiful facility. Before moving into the city of South Fulton as the Economic Development Director, I had heard about the facility but had never actually attended any events. Now, since we have our city council meetings there from time to time, I see that it is a very beautiful facility. They have art displays on art displayed there at the facility, as well as a number of other events for the community to take advantage of.
You have a really great program there for Parks and Recreation. You even have park rangers, which I don't know any other city in the metro area that has park rangers. Tell us about your park rangers.
Yeah, the park rangers, their responsibility is, of course, to oversee the parks, to make sure that they're well kept, also to make sure that people are utilizing the park how they should. And then, of course, it's great to just have more eyes and ears to look and see what's going on at our parks. In addition to that, I failed to mention about the tennis center. The tennis center it was shocking to me when I saw it for the first time. I started working here for the city of South Fulton in May of last year in 2022. And I wanted my son, my 11-year-old son, to get involved in something over the summer. Didn't know what it was. So I introduced him to tennis. And I took him over to the tennis center and over at the tennis center, and he had an excellent time. But this facility is such that it has, I'm not sure how many tennis courts. I would say somewhere between 18 and 24 tennis courts. I believe they even have a clay tennis court there. They have like all types of competitions, high school, college type competitions, and it is just an overall beautiful facility. But if you're a person that's interested in tennis or an avid tennis player, you definitely want to go and visit the tennis center here in the city of South Fulton.
So how can people reach you, Artie, if they are interested in moving their business there or starting a business there or even home building? What's the best way to reach you?
Well, the best way to reach me is to go to the City of South Fulton website. That's www.cityofsouthfultonga.gov. If you visit that website, you click on Economic Development, my picture will pop up and all my contact information. They can also give me a call at my office at 470-716-4904. And at the same time, if they needed to reach me directly via email, they can do that at emailing me at Artie, ARTIE, .jones@cityofsouthfultonga.gov. My office, which has just, we moved into a new office as of January 20th of this year, we moved into a new office. We were over on Old National Highway at 6385 Old National Highway, Suite 210 in South Fulton. It's located right beside Hibbett's Shoes, right near LA Fitness. We have a new 3,000 square foot facility. We have a number of events over here. This is where we have consultations with business people. This is also where we have our Development Authority meetings, our Red Oak Main Street meetings, our Old National District meetings, and a number of other types of seminars like financial literacy courses that are 100% free of charge and available to residents and visitors, so long as you sign up.
Thanks for being on the show, Artie. Appreciate the update. And there's amazing amount of information available about your city that was not available when it was unincorporated. And all of a sudden now we're really getting a lot more good information about your city. And we appreciate that you are a major factor, obviously, in the state as the 8th largest incorporated city in the state. So thanks for being on the show and for your service to the community. You do exemplary job, and we appreciate your service. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You take care. All right, you too.
Thanks for listening.